Hello friends, I'm back. So many videos. I know I've been on vacation and I came back hitting the ground running. So many ideas I've got and wanting to get videos to you on. So you may see a lot. So anyway, today we are going to be talking all about the best of beauty of 2024 so far. So we're at the half year mark here. It is July. Hello, where did this year go? I was just bringing you guys my New Year's video. Like, how did this happen? How are we in July already? So we're already over halfway through the year. We just finished June. So I thought it was good timing to stop and evaluate all of the products I've been able to evaluate that have come out this year and kind of highlight the ones that I think are the best. So we're going to be doing a best of beauty today of everything I've tried here in 2024. So that interests you, stick around and we'll hop right on in. All right, guys, so welcome if you are new here. If you're not familiar with me, we're a big beauty box channel here. I do a lot of beauty boxes. I do the spoilers, the unboxings, try-ons, and the review of a lot of the popular beauty boxes and the products in them. So you see a lot of beauty I get to try, a lot of things I focus on the products themselves and try them out for you, give my take on them. And then I also love to cover a lot of kind of latest breaking beauty a lot of times. Of all of these products that I've been able to review for you over this amazing year so far, there are some products that really stand out, you know, that I thought I would highlight today. Now, I'm not going to focus as much on the products that came out that were kind of average or so-so to me. And I'm like, okay, well, that was cool to try it. I really wanted to focus on the best of. So these are all the things I think were the best, but that came out this year. So I'm not going to include ones that maybe I tried this year for the first time, but they didn't actually come out and launch this year. We're going to be focusing on 2024 launches that I've tried that I think were my favorites of what I tried. So we'll go ahead and dig in. I might do like categories, and I think we'll start off with fragrance because, guys, if you've been around here, you'll know why. It's because 2024 was the year I got into fragrance. I was not a perfume person before this, and you guys have literally watched me transform on camera. So this has been probably the biggest highlight of 2024 for me, and transforming from a non-perfume person into a pretty obsessed with perfume person and fragrance in general. So I want to share the things that came out in 2024 that were my favorites. So let's get started on that first. So my number one pick, this isn't necessarily perfume, it's body spray, but the Sol de Janeiro, you know, the new summer drops. These are fairly recent, but obviously 2024. And this one is the Sol de Janeiro Beijos de Sol. Oh. So if you've been around here, you'll know I love coconut, I love fruity. That's kind of my fragrance family. And this has that in it. And I have been wearing it this summer almost every day. I mean, I wear some of my other perfume, but this is my primary one, especially when I go out, like on my beach trips. I just came back from vacation. This is what I took on my girls' beach trip. This is what I took whenever I'm at the pool, at the beach, at the lake. I wear this. It's my like summer outdoorsy spray, and it's got the notes of coconut and what was the other one in this? I'll put the notes on the screen, but it's my favorite because it's so like coconutty. And I know, you know, this came out with 3 other fragrances. I think others who reviewed loved the other 2 scents too. And usually I had seen that one of the other 2 scents was the favorite. And this one was behind them. But this one is like, oh, this is my baby. Love this scent. So this has been my like signature scent of the summer. It's so delicious and so good. If you're a coconut lover like me, you'll love this. So then next one, I know you guys are going to guess this because you hear me talk about it all the time too. And that is the Viktor & Rolf Flower Bomb Tiger Lily. Now I can't remember exactly when this just came out, but I'm still pretty sure it was like the very beginning of 2024. So I think this still counts. I think. I received it in the spring in PR and it was like brand new then. So pretty sure it was 2024. Amazing. And this is one of the perfumes that completely transformed me into a perfume person. When I smelled this amazingness, it's my favorite. So very floral family here. And I'm definitely, you know, fruities and florals. And this is like my favorite perfume, like of all. Like nothing tops this for me. So hands down my favorite fragrance of 2024. Like this would be the perfume and this would be the body spray if we're talking about a favorite. Now I also have Middle Eastern that I tried this year, but I don't think that they came out in this year. There is one though that I think may have come out this year, but if it did not, I apologize, guys. I think it might be 4 or 5 months old. So it leads me to believe it was the beginning of the year too. Paris Corner, I just brought you guys a review on this, the Caramel Cascades. And it's this delicious, wonderful gourmand, like caramelly, but like, yeah, like marshmallowy, vanilla goodness. It is so delicious. And of course, this is a dupe for that Bianco latte, I think, you know, and everybody's kind of talked about it by now, but yes, really love this stuff. Love a couple other of the Middle Eastern perfumes. I did rank them, and there was a couple that were actually, well, there was one that was, this came in number 2 as my top rankings. Probably of my Middle Eastern perfumes that I've tried, I think this would be number 3 for me. The Kissas, the Kissa Pink and the Kissa Delicious were at the top of my Middle Eastern, but I don't think they came out this year. I think it was like maybe last year, but I think this one did. So I'm gonna include it as a favorite of this year for Middle Eastern. A favorite too is the Cosmic by Kylie Jenner. And so this is her first perfume, and I had a whole video review on this too. And it's really nice too. It's in that fruity floral family also. It reminds me a little bit of the Flower Bomb, honestly. Like, similar idea with it. And so I really, really enjoyed this scent too. It really ended up being a favorite. Love it. Love that design on it too. And I'll put the notes on here for you so that you'll know what's in them. But yeah, I love that cosmic design. I think she nailed it there. So yeah, I really have enjoyed that. Okay, and then another fragrance I absolutely fell in love with that I recently got, and it came out this year, was the Ellis Brooklyn Miami Nectar. I got the travel spray in it because I had smelled it in store, and I was like, oh, I went back and got this with some birthday money. And I just had a gift card, so I just had enough for like a travel spray versus full size, but love it. It's another one that has coconut in it, so it's another favorite. It's up there. Is it my favorite over the Flower Bomb? No, but it is close. It is so good. I love it. It's like a little bit more like night appropriate, maybe slightly sexier of the coconut, but just gorgeous perfume. So I think in the fragrances I've tried so far, I think these are at the top for me from this year. Now, I tried a lot of fragrance this year, and there's a lot of others that I enjoyed, and a couple that did come out this year, like the YSL Libre, the Lancome Idol, another version of it, the latest of the Miss Dior perfume. And they were nice. Like, I like all of them. They just weren't at the very top favorites. I think these are my favorites in my fragrance category. I do have a bunch more fragrance hauls coming in though from Sephora. So be on the lookout for that. That could change and we could be adding a lot more for 2024, but stay tuned for those hauls. Okay, then I figure I'll cover skincare category. The problem with this category is I can't remember which ones came out this year. I've tried a lot of skincare also, especially in our beauty boxes. And a lot of them haven't been out in 2024. However, there's at least one like sunscreen that I'll consider skincare. And that is the IT Cosmetics Hello Sunshine. Love this stuff. So it's a hydrating serum sunscreen. So it's got like lots in it. So it's everything. I think it's also a primer. Yes, it's a primer. It's like, it's a serum and a sunscreen, you know, all in one. And it's SPF 50. It's so hydrating, feels so good on the skin. And I love this. I did get this in PR, but this came out this year. So this was one I was just so impressed with. Actually, there's a couple more I will consider skincare. The Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Niacinamide Hue Drops, because it's a serum, but it's like a tinted glowing serum. So they have a little bit of a tinted hue to them. I wouldn't go so far to say that they're truly like bronzing drops. I did do a short where I compared this to the e.l.f. bronzing drops, which is about to show up next too. We'll talk about that in a minute. And I felt like the e.l.f. ones were definitely more for like bronzing, and this is more for hydrating in a serum. So, but with a little bit of a tint, and really designed mostly for the face, but I actually use them on my legs because I am allergic to self-tanners of all kinds. So if I want to get a fake tan, the only option I have is more makeup. And so I wanted to kind of try it out and test it against the e.l.f. It was just fun. But I still really love this because it's so hydrating, but then gives you a tint as well. So I think it's a great option on the face. And then that leaves me next to the e.l.f. bronzing drops. Absolutely in love with these. Got this in the Trend Mood box, and then my friend Mela sent me an extra one. I am obsessed. This is actually my new tanner. I use this on my whole body because it bronzes so well. It includes antioxidants and sunflower seed oil. And of course, everybody's kind of saying it's a dupe for the Drunk Elephant bronzing drops. So I tested out the Drunk Elephant ones in Sephora, and to be honest, I like these better. I do. I feel like they blend and spread better to give a bronzed effect more than the Drunk Elephant. That was my take on them, but I didn't do it on camera because it was in the store. But I love them. I love them. They give a perfect glow. There's different shades, and I think this was the medium one, or it was the pure gold. But I have been in love with this product, and it definitely came out pretty new. Loved it. They nailed it. So I think that was everything I can think of for skincare. I mean, these were almost more, there was skincare, but they were like summery glowing skincare, you know, when you think about it, between it being sunscreen and tanning drops, basic bronze drops, right? All right, so then I'm going to talk about, I'll probably lump together like base, primers, and glowing, like a glowing base, and foundations and skin tints and that kind of stuff. So we'll talk about all of those. So the first one that I'm absolutely in love with is the Forever Glow Dior Star Filter. This is such a dream. It really is so beautiful and radiant on the skin. You use it like primer, but you could also use it over, like you can use it in a lot of ways. Like you could almost use it as a liquid highlight, but it's not quite a liquid highlight, but it just gives such a glow. I tend to use it mostly as a primer, but sometimes I love that glowing effect so much that I might even wear it over my base a little bit, but it is just so beautiful. And this did come out this year, and I was so lucky to get to try it. All right, and then more base. We have more from IT Cosmetics. I've always loved their CC cream all the way, but this one came out this year, and it was more the natural matte. And so many benefits: color correcting, pore refining, full coverage, skin balancing serum as well, all in one, and SPF 40. So good. I love it. And I have started using it now this summer. It is like my go-to CC cream, and I love it even more. And like, I'm not normally one to choose matte, but it's actually been perfect because my skin's been, I mean, I'm just so sweaty right now. Like at the beach, I've been so sweaty. So it's honestly perfect to have, because it's kind of, on one hand, it's hydrating and like treating like a serum, but then on the other hand, it's a matte finish. So it's the perfect balance for me. So I am loving this one. Hey, but then we had 2 skin tints come out. And I am not a big skin tint person usually, but I decided to go for it because I was so intrigued. And I ended up really loving both of these. I actually just did a short today, as a matter of fact, that is out there on the shorts at the time I'm filming, where I compared both of these products. One is the new Charlotte Tilbury Unreal Skin Sheer Glow Tint, and then the ABH Skin Tint that came out earlier. And so I kind of did a comparison of how they compare. I would say the ABH, it's more coverage in my opinion. Like it seemed to cover more. And at the time of that filming, I had a bad breakout going on. And this one was not covering it. So this is not full coverage, and not a whole lot of coverage at all, but it gives a beautiful finish on the skin that's really thin, very like thin layer, very beautiful natural glow. And this one covers a lot more in my opinion. Like I almost felt like it was, I won't say it was full coverage, but it had a lot of coverage and a little bit of a glow, but not to the point of this one. I'd say that they're both a little greasy though. So I don't think either of these are fabulous for oily skin at all. But for me with dry, mature skin, when I'm not having this breakout from a retinoid cream I used, these are both really perfect. And so I love them both and in different ways. So it was really neat. And I love that they both have such easy portability. This is almost like a deodorant feel. They just make it so easy for like taking with you out places and traveling. Honestly though, these were probably both too hydrating for my beach trips recently because I was just covered in sweat. So I'm not so sure they're great for like the true heart of summer. Very, very hydrating, but so beautiful. So I think I'm going to actually end up liking these more in the fall personally. And also, I have a whole video on the new Natasha Denona. This was the Hygen, but in a powder form. So it's like her Hygen serum, and it was really popular. And then she put it in this powder form. And I kind of did a whole video talking about it. I almost use this more though for highlight personally, but I love this idea. It's like, it gives you that gorgeous glow, just a gorgeous glow. You could wear it in a lot of ways. You could do it as primer or like over your makeup as a overall liquid glow or just spotting highlight. But I ended up really enjoying this, and it was just a very intriguing product, but really beautiful. And I always love Natasha Denona, so it fell in line with that. I still love it. Okay, and then I also did a video on the Huda Beauty campaign. This was in beginning of the year, maybe. I think it was towards the beginning of the year also. And that was her Team Pink or Team Peach. And she already had, you know, the Cherry Blossom setting powder, like the pink powder that was so popular. A lot of the pink powders are very popular these days. But she came out with a peach one. And she has several different shade ranges of the pink as well as the peach. And along with that, she came out with the faux filler correctors. So under eye corrector, either in peach or in pink, and there's different varying shades for that also. And I think that's very, you know, originally when everybody started coming out with the pink powders and stuff, they all tended to have like one shade. It was basically a one pink brightening powder and that was it. I feel like it was very unique for her to have different shade ranges depending on, you know, how deep your skin tone is. Like that would work on just the right skin tone. And then the fact that she had peach versus pink, I felt like that was kind of revolutionary. Now everybody else is coming out with them too and has them already and it's the same. But at the time, I thought it was very unique and kind of cutting edge. You know, like she was the one who kind of branded that in my opinion. And I ended up loving these and I use them. It's in my pro makeup kit now. This is what I use on clients. Love her formula. And honestly, like I've always been a Laura Mercier girl for setting powder on my clients. And this, like I almost like these more. Like I tend to opt for just a pink or peach powder on my clients more than the Laura Mercier. Just translucent or something. And I definitely love these color correctors for under the eyes. Like I think they're phenomenal for that too. So these have been favorite products this year also. All right, and then this year we had the Rare Beauty blushes come out. What was the name of this one? It was the Luminous, it doesn't say on here. It was the Luminous, I can't remember. I might have to put the text on here, but y'all know what I'm talking about because this was all the rage. Everybody was wanting these and scooped them up on the Sephora sale. I got the shades Truth and Happy. I love it. Like, I think it's just that texture is so like pretty unique. You know, it draws you in. It's gorgeous. We all love just about anything from her line though, to be honest with you. But this gives a very like, it's a highlight brush. So it gives you lots of highlight. I'm actually wearing one of them today, but I really toned it down, but you can kind of see like the highlight with it. I think I'm wearing Happy. Yeah, I think this is what I have on, but it's a lot more, it's mild. It goes on fairly pigmented and big time like highlight with it, you know, so if you don't like that effect, you might not like these blushes. I don't know that they've been for everyone, but I just thought they were so cool. I loved them. So yeah, that's been a big hit in 2024 and one of my favorites. Then some YSL that I've gotten to try, and I feel like such a lucky girl. I got the Hyper Bronze in, and this is brand new for me, but really love this one. It's a perfect shade, really pretty. What shade is this one? This is in 02. Yeah, the All Hours Hyper Bronze, I got it in PR as well, but it's more powder. This was not a cream, and it just gives a very, it still gives kind of a sun-kissed glow look though. Very like subtle, but I think it's also have a very mild color. I could have probably darkened it up a little bit, but I mean, look at that packaging. I think it's the packaging that I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's so luxurious. It's so bougie. It's so beautiful. And so yeah, this has been a favorite bronze. And I'll talk more about YSL in a few minutes on lips, but while we're on cheeks, I also figured I'd mention Dior. I did pick up the Pink Lilac collection this year from Dior, and it was new, and it's just so pretty. Like probably everything that I picked up on this collection, you're gonna see. But this is the blush, and this one is in the shade, it's the Rosy Glow, it's Pink Lilac, and it looks really purple here, but going on is very, very, very subtle and mild. It's just such a pretty pop of lilac color that's very subtle and delicate and just so perfect for that like minimalist but luxurious cheeks, you know, just gorgeous. So another favorite. So then the rest of the Pink Lilac line were these lippies. You had a lip oil, you had the lip glow balm, and you had the what was the name of this one? I can't remember what it's called, but it's kind of like your lip oil, your lip gloss, and your lip balm, and all in these kind of lilac-y shades. Love them all, and they're all those just beautiful like lavendery colors. I would say out of all of them, I'm still a huge fan of the lip oils. I love their lip oils, and I'm a lip oil person, but like the feel of it on the lips is just amazing. And I tend to be somebody who I like to do like a liner and then a lip oil. So if I had to pick my favorite, it'd be this one, but all of them are my faves, so I will include them. Now, as far as gloss goes, a new one that did come out this year was the Huda Beauty, and this is the Faux Filler, and I absolutely love this gloss. And it was, yeah, I think it was right around the spring maybe that she just came out with it, and I got the shade Honey, and I loved it. I felt like I got the Charlotte Tilbury, I got a few other really high-end lip glosses at the same time, and this ended up being my favorite one of all of them, and it was the most affordable one of all of them too. So this one won. If you love that more glass, like really, really glossy look in the lips, that is what this one gives you. Okay, so then back to YSL. We had the Love Shine line come out this year too in the lip balms. So all these are lip balms, but each of them had like a different finish and came out at different times in the year. I've been able to try all of them. I have a full video out there that is primarily on the Butter Balms, which is this one. I have all of the shades, so if you want to check that one out, I have all the swatches in that one, and we talked about those. And they're a little more, they're your buttery balm. So these are the ones that I think are the most balm-like. They're very like buttery, but what was unique about them is they pH adjust to your lips. So the color is unpredictable. If you like that kind of gimmicky thing, then you'll love them. If you don't love pH adjusting, you may want to opt for one of the other ones. Most of them turned very pink on me, like really more pink than I usually wear. I mean, I'm wearing pink today because I'm just going all pink, but normally I like the nudes and stuff a little bit more, and even the ones that said they were nude turned more pink. So that was that one. They were still favorites. And then, but first what came out was the original Love Shine formula, and This one is a little bit more like, more lip oil like, but like a sheer lip oil, and love those. I did end up buying one with my own money, and then I got one in PR. The Butter Bombs, I bought the whole line of them with my own money, and then I was gifted one by YSL as well, or two, yeah. Then there was also the Candy Glaze. The Candy Glaze is my favorite. And this one is more, it's like, I'd say it's a cross between both. It's more, maybe a little more glossy than the others, more pigmented to me than the others. So I don't know, if I had to pick between the three, I like the Candy Glaze the best, but I love all of them. So love the whole Love Shine line. And of course, there were a lot of palettes that came out this year, a lot of them that I tried. You guys know I am a sucker for palettes, and if you've seen any of my rankings videos, you will know which one I'm probably about to share. And that is the Natasha Denona Golden Palette. Love this palette. You know, it definitely is the warm tones, and for those who love browns and golds and whatnot, but I did find a lot of neutral leaning colors in there too. I felt like it was actually very versatile for a lot of the looks I need to do. I'm a bridal makeup artist, so I also feel like this is really good for some of the looks I do in bridal makeup, but it's also great for some everyday wear, some party looks. And the golden in here is just so beautiful. So this has ended up being like my favorite palette of 2024, honestly. But it has ranked at the top of this last month's ranking. I do a palette ranking video every month of all the eyeshadows I've worn for the month. It was definitely my #1 this last month for June. And it was my #1 of my rankings for my Natasha Denona palettes. So yes, love this one. And you can check out my review video if you're interested in looking at more and at the swatches and looks that it makes. All right, another palette that came out this year that is a favorite too. This is more in the indie side, and that is the Nomad Cosmetics New Zealand Stargazing palette. I still love this so much. Now it's very colorful, so it's like, I haven't worn it quite as much. I don't wear my indie as much as my other like everyday, you know, brands, but for my colorful and indie looks, this is just so stunning and gorgeous. That one right there is so pretty, and that blue, and it still really calls to me, and I have a whole video on this one too. So another palette that I loved that did come out this year. Okay, and then one more palette. Now this is not typically one that falls as a favorite palette for me, because I'm normally a big shimmers girl, and this is an all matte palette. However, it has its place because, you know, I actually have started keeping this in my pro makeup kit now. It makes a fantastic just base of matte colors to choose from when I need them. And, you know, normally in my bridal kit, no matter what, even if I'm going with a very glowing, shimmering, you know, eyeshadow look for bridal, I still need the base to be pretty matte at first, or on the corners or what have you, or just even mapping out eyeliners, you name it. And so like this is a perfect base, and then I put toppers over it. Or if somebody only wants matte only, it's just so convenient. It's easy. It's got a lot of just the neutrals that I need. And so, and then I think what really stands out to me is I love this more smoky blue right here, that it just makes such a gorgeous color, especially on brunettes with brown eyes like me. And so it has been a favorite of the palettes that I, that were new this year that I tried out. I did the Danessa Myricks that came out at the same time as this. I didn't really like the Danessa Myricks as much. But this one has been, you know, it has its use for functionality for what I need for my pro makeup kit. This was perfect. So I still figured I would mention this as a favorite for that. So I think that's everything I can think of. I'm hoping I didn't forget anything. I probably did. I've been trying to go through all my makeup and remember what was this year versus last year that was released, you know. So yeah, that's everything, guys. Any of these that you own that are your favorites too for the year, let me know what were your favorites for 2024 that you've tried. I'd love to hear all about it, but I hope that you love that. Again, you can check out the links for everything today down in my caption below, as well as timestamps, and stick around because we've got quite a few more hauls coming and reviews. You don't want to miss all the fun here. You'll want to pop that subscribe and turn the notification bells to on, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye.